Basically, in this class, we will discuss the Cisco ASA firewall. Okay, what are the different kind of features of Cisco ASA firewall, and what are the things which we can do with the ASA firewall? Okay, so let me show you the syllabus which I'll explain on that. So these are the topics which I will tell you along with the practical labs. Okay. So in first topic I will tell you the overview of Cisco ASA firewall. After that, the initialization and management. How we can initialize the firewall and how we can do the management. How we can configure the SHS over there. How we can get the console access of that firewall. After that, we will see the IP connectivity and ACLs. So in that IP connectivity and ACLs, I'll tell you how we can configure the IP address on the interfaces of the firewall, how we can configure the ACLs, how we can configure the routing. Okay. After we will discuss the network address translation. Okay. Then IPsec VPN. After a transparent firewall, and after a virtual firewall, or in ASA terminology, it is known as a context. After that, we will see the high availability features. So in high availability feature, we will discuss the failover. Okay. So let me I'll have this PPT. So let me go through with this PPT. Okay. If you have any question, please write on chat. Okay, or otherwise you just unmute yourself and just ask me. Okay, anytime. So the thing is, what is the job of firewall, or what is the firewall? So actually, firewall is a device. If we have that device in our network, so by using this device, we can restrict the access. Okay, we can allow the traffic, we can deny the traffic, we can permit the traffic. Okay, according to our organization policies. Okay, what kind of traffic we want to allow and what kind of traffic we want to deny. And also one more thing, see, the thing is, if we have a firewall in our organization, then if somebody which is available in the internet try to access some resources in our inside network, okay, so that kind of access we can also control by using the firewall. Okay, people, if somebody try to launch any kind of attacks in our network, so that kind of attacks also basically protected by the firewall. Okay, so like this, here they explain what is the firewall. So a firewall is a security device which is configured to permit, deny, or proxy data connection set by the organization security policies. Okay, means according to our organization policies, we can deny the traffic, permit the traffic. Okay, and also one more thing, firewall can be either be a hardware device or be a software based. So the thing is, ASA is a hardware based firewall. Okay, a firewall basic task is to control traffic between computer network with different zones of trust. Meaning of this statement is, the thing is, it basically control the traffic from inside zone to outside zone, or inside interface to outside interface. So here inside interface means our the interface which is belongs to our inside network, where all the systems is available of an organization. Outside means the interface which is connected with the internet. Okay, or you can say untrusted, because internet is a untrusted and inside network is a trusted in our case. Okay, you just remember this statement. Firewall combine multi-layer stateful packet inspection and multi-protocol application inspection. Meaning of this statement is, our Palo Alto firewall is that. Sorry, ASA firewall is
Hello.
a, yeah.
Can you repeat this point?
Which one? This one, third one, or
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, okay. So the meaning of this one,
I-
see, a stateful packet means this firewall content the this firewall basically create a session table for any data, or in our case in ASA we have a connection table. Okay, because if you use ACL access control list, it is also a kind of firewall. But the thing is, in case of ACL, we don't have any connection table. In the connection we don't have any session table in the routers. Okay, but the thing is, if we are using the ASA firewall, so it basically provide us the stateful packet inspection. Means it have a connection table which includes the source IP address, destination IP address, source port, destination port, and protocol number. These five things. Okay.
So just like Switch has MAC address, network has uh, like IP addresses and all. ASA also will have this. Will also collect information like this, right?
Yeah, yeah. So ASA put that in connection table. He puts only the layer 3 information and layer 4 information. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Yeah.
And the thing is, in ARP table, basically he put the MAC address entries. Okay. So we also have some modern firewalls like Palo Alto firewall, Checkpoint firewall, and the Firepower or Cisco Firepower, which is able to do the URL filtering, IPS, IDS, and the application identification. These are the next generation capabilities. Okay, that VPN thing we can do with the Cisco ASA as well. Let me disable these pop-ups. Okay, so basically in this statement explain the primary role of firewall is to enforce the security policies. The enforce means we can configure that security policies. Okay, that is the role of our firewall. So like here is some designs, like we have an internet. Okay, this is our ASA firewall. Okay, and this is our internal switch, and these are the inside host. Okay, or internal host. So if these hosts try to access the internet, like if they want to go to anywhere in the internet, like they want to access the Google, they want to access the Facebook, any resource. So the thing is, when they send that traffic towards the internet, all the traffic basically inspected by the firewall. Okay, so firewall have around apply around 13 inspection. Okay, so these 13 inspection I will explain a packet flow. Okay, so if our data like matches all that inspection, okay, then only firewall allow this traffic to go to that internet. Otherwise firewall drop the packet if these users going to send some malicious traffic towards the internet, and firewall detect, oh, it's a malicious traffic. In that case firewall drop this traffic here only. Okay, and also one more thing, vice versa also work here. If there is some internal users, not that internal internet users, okay, and they if they want to connect with these inside hosts, and they are also sending some traffic towards these hosts, in that case also firewall do the inspection on that. Okay, so the thing is, if these users send some malicious data towards these guys, so in that cases our ASA firewall do the inspection, and if it's he find out it's like malicious traffic, and or one more thing, it's if he find that it's a traffic which is not allowed by the our security policies, in that case he drop this traffic as well here only. Okay, so this is a like different case. If we have a DMZ zone, so the thing is, DMZ zone is a zone where generally we put our internet servers. Like we if we are a company, which are hosting some web services. Okay, so we put these web service in DMZ zone always. Okay, so the thing is, why we put these web servers in DMZ zone? Because the thing is, from outside or from internet to DMZ, we allowed by default. Okay, so the thing is, if somebody from outside try to access our web page, okay, then he send this traffic towards our firewall, and firewall forward this traffic towards the internet server or web server. So the thing is, why we basically divided, we are not putting this internet server into our inside zone, because the thing is, generally we don't allow the internet users to go to our inside network. Okay, the thing is, if somebody launch any attack or somebody try to do some malicious activities, then only our DMZ zone compromised. Okay, and the thing is, our inside zone is not compromised and becomes safe. That's why we basically, that is the reason we put our servers in DMZ zone, and we put our inside actual host in our inside zone. Okay, so this is a like another example. Like we have a two DMZ zone. Okay, so what is the meaning of these? Why we have a one DMZ out and we have a DMZ in, and this is our inside zone. Okay, or intranet, and this is our internet. So what happens? Sometime, like we have some internal servers, or like we have a VPN servers, and we also have some internet servers. So these are the servers which we want to host publicly. Means everyone from the outside can access these web servers. So that's why we give the name like DMZ out, and we also have a DMZ in. So these are the like servers which we don't want to host publicly. Only our inside users can access these servers. Let's suppose these are the servers where we put all the Active Directory things, like all the username and password is saved on this server. Okay, or like if we are organization where we are doing some testing kind of things, or we are like development. So actually, Nadeem, DMZ is a demilitarized zone. Okay, where we generally put our servers. Okay, so what kind of servers we put here? We put the two kind of servers. Either some servers which we want to host publicly, like if we are a company which are hosting some web services, so we put this web server in DMZ zone, and we just do the configure some policies on ASA, so outside users can access these web servers. Okay, so that is the DMZ zone. Okay, and we have like two kind of DMZ zone, like DMZ out and DMZ in. So in DMZ in means we put some servers which we don't want to host publicly. These are the like servers which contains some confidential information. Okay, and we just provide the access of our inside users to these servers. Okay, I think you are now okay with that. So like these are the designs which have like dual firewall designs. What is the like meaning of dual firewalls? What happens? We have an internet. After that we have one firewall. Okay. And after that we also have a one more firewall. See, the thing is, this is a notation for Cisco ASA firewall, and this is a notation for Cisco PIX firewall. Okay. So sometimes why we put two firewalls? Sometimes if this firewall is not able to detect that attacks, or not able to inspect the traffic in a good way, in that case we put one more firewall. So the thing is, that firewall must detect, so like it's provide a dual security. Generally what happens in banking environment, they have around 4 or 5 firewalls they put in line. Like this is a like ASA firewall from Cisco. After that they put the Palo Alto firewall from another vendor. After that they may put the checkpoint firewall from other company. Okay, so if this firewall is not able to detect any attack, then other firewall must be detect. If it also fails, then other may detect. Okay, that's why, because in banking they want like more security to the servers.
I have one question. What kind of like attacks the firewall detects?
See, the thing is, it detects all kind of attacks.
Okay.
Okay, like DDoS attack. So there is some, like if somebody try to send some malicious code, right, inside the mail, inside the emails. Okay.
Okay.
So the thing is that we are
Okay.
using next generation firewalls like Palo Alto and Cisco firewall checkpoint. So that firewall is able to
Okay.
detect these malicious code as well there. Okay. If
Okay.
like there is a some internet users and which are not able to allow to access these resources, so it also detect the
Mhm.
unauthorized access. If somebody try to get the unauthorized access, try to do that unauthorized activities there, he can detect that kind of attacks and he block at the perimeter level. Okay,
Okay.
perimeter means the thing is or core level where basically where our internet line connected directly with the device, that device known as a perimeter device. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so let me explain you the deployment also. Okay, I'll tell you everything regarding that, and later we also have a labs on that. Okay, so basically in Cisco SA firewall we have a routed mode. Okay, so routed mode means that Cisco SA firewall work as a L3 device. L3 means it's working as a layer 3 device, means we need to configure the IP address on the interface and it is able to do the routing, everything, routing, ACLs, we can write everything. Okay. After that, we also have a transparent mode firewall. So in transparent mode, basically that Cisco AC work as a layer 2 device or switch, as a switch. Okay. But the thing is what happens in switch, we are not able to do that we are not able to write the policies in a proper way. Okay, so if we use ASA in a transparent mode, that time we get the all the functionality of Cisco ASA. It is able to do the netting. It is able to write the ACLs. It is also block the traffic. Okay. After we have a multi-context mode. Multi-context means we have one physical box and we divide this physical box into multiple logical boxes. We have labs on that. That time you got the like better idea on that. Or we have a like one mixed mode. Generally, nobody use this mixed mode. Okay, I didn't see any deployment even with this mixed mode. So like it's a routed mode firewall. Okay, so by default, when you got the ASA box first time, it is configured by default in a routed mode only. Okay. So these are the like routed mode. So we need to configure the IP address on every interface, right? And it is able to do the net. It is able to do the policies, and it is able also we have like we need to define the two subnets on. If we are using two interface, then we need to define the different subnet IP address on every interface. After that, we have a transparent mode firewall. So it operates as a layer 2 device or as a switch. Okay, drops into existing network without readdressing means we have a this is our existing network. Okay, so what happens, somebody do not want to change the IP address schemes, that kind of details. Okay, so what they do, they just put one firewall between these two devices and they got the all the firewall functionalities there. They all just need to define one IP address on this subnet only, that's it. Okay, and that IP address we need to define on a ASA mode only. Okay, there is in transparent firewall we created some BBI interfaces. Okay, some bridge group type of things. So we have lab on that. So there I will explain how we can configure that firewall in transparent mode. Okay, so like that is the working of transparent firewall mode. So now I'll just skip these slides, okay? Because we have labs on that and lots of theory also with these things. So I will tell you that time only. So let me now go through with my first theory. Okay. So first question is, what is firewall? I already explained. Like this is the internet and this is our inside network. So if we want to protect our inside network, in that case we put the firewall here. It's a like gate in your home. Okay. So basically, like in your home, only authorized users is able to get the access. So that's why we put some policies there. So on the only authorized users can access the resources, or only authorized users can go from inside to outside. So ASA firewall provides the stateful inspection. Okay. So that is the guy Gill. Okay, who invented stateful inspection in 1994. Okay. So what is the meaning of stateful inspection? As I told you, right, it basically save the layer 3 and layer 4 information within an IP packet and store that information in a separate table referred as a session table. Means so Manish, your audio is not working properly. I hope others are working, right? So Manish, do one thing. He is not able to, I hope, audible. Okay. So the thing is, layer 3 information means IP address. Okay. Source IP, destination IP. Layer 4 information means TCP and UDP protocols, right? Because in layer 4 we have a TCP protocol and UDP protocol. In layer 3 we have a IP protocol. We also have a ICMP protocol. Okay. So that kind of information basically he stores in a state table. Remember this thing. Okay. So because people ask what is the stateful inspection, so you just like tell these guys like in a stateful inspection there is a connection table, okay, which contain the information of source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port, and protocol number. Okay. So the thing is, all the traffic which is going through the firewall inspected against the state table entries. Okay. The thing is, let's suppose I am a user. This is sitting inside, and I am trying to access the Google. Okay. Or I am just trying to access the Facebook web page. I just hit the Facebook URL in our system. Okay. So the thing is, when our packet goes into the firewall, he create a session table for that or connection table for that. Okay. In that, he basically saved that information in the connection table. So what happens? Like I'll go here. So like this is the user, and he is trying to access like this server. Like let's suppose this is a Facebook server. So when he send this traffic, so that traffic going through the firewall to this guy. So this firewall save the information of this users, like create a connection and put the information of these users in a connection table, like source port, destination port, source IP, destination IP, and protocol number. Okay. So when this user, because the thing is this is a client, he sends some traffic, right? After that server also respond back to this client. So when the traffic come from this server to this user, so firewall check in the firewall, basically there is a connection table. So firewall do the lookup on connection table. He find out right, it's a like existing connection, right? So he basically bypass the other checks. So I will tell you what are these other checks in when I tell you the packet flow. So you just remember here. So basically, if he find out the this firewall, it's like existing connection. So he provide the fast path. Fast path means like it bypass the some other inspection and he directly send this traffic towards the inside user. Or in other word, you can say this firewall have a connection table. Okay, then it not waste his time to create a that connection entry again. He just send this traffic on the basis of this connection entry and allow this traffic which is coming from outside to inside on the basis of that connection entry only. Okay, so I hope stateful inspection is clear for you guys. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. I will explain. I will just repeat this statement again. Otherwise, I'll go into the next slide. Okay. So the thing is, this is a OSI model. Okay. So OSI model has around 7 layers, right? So first one, physical data link. This is a network layer. This is a transport layer, session, presentation, and application layer. Okay. So our ASA firewall only able to do the inspection on these network layer and transport layer. Okay. By using ASA, we can't do the inspection on these layers. Okay. Applications. So by using ASA, we can only control the traffic which is related to network layer and transport layer. So in network layer, we have a IP, and transport layer we have a TCP and UDP protocols. Okay. So by using Cisco ASA firewall, we can control the traffic which is related to IP protocol and the TCP UDP protocols. Okay. Like this is a like inside users is trying to access something in towards the internet. So basically AS is a stateful firewall. So he do the stateful inspection and he create the session table. Okay. So that's why basically these arrow are denote till when someone send traffic towards these like from inside to outside or outside to inside. Basically our ASA only do the lookup till this layer, transport layer, network layer. Okay. If we are using ASA firewall in transparent mode, that in that case we can also do the some inspection on data link layer. Okay. Because data link layer work with the MAC addresses. Okay. So in that cases we can write the ACL on the basis of MAC address. Okay. In physical we don't have any hardware, right? In physical layer everything is going in a wire, like in a format of that 0 and 1. So remember this thing, our firewall can do the inspection till L3 to L4 in case of routed mode and L2 to L4 in case of transparent mode. This is a history of Cisco ASA firewall. Okay.
What is routed mode? Like routing protocol, you mean?
Yeah, routed means firewall work as a layer 3 device. Layer 3 device means router. Okay, layer 3 device means router. So means it is capable. It is capable to doing the routing thing as well. Apart from inspection, it will do. But the thing is, if we configure AS in routed mode, so in that case we can do the routing things. So in routing things, what kind of things we can do? Like we can run the routing protocol. Okay, we can run the IPsec VPN. Okay. So that kind of feature, like we also have a quality of service. So we can also configure the quality of services if we are using ASA in routed mode. Okay. If we are using ASA in a transparent mode, so in that case, basically it will behave as a switch. Okay, which is a layer 2 device. So the thing is, in transparent mode, it is not able to do the routing. Like we can't configure the routing protocol over there. We can't configure we can't configure the VPN tunnel over there. We can't configure the quality of service. Okay, so these kind of capability is not available in a transparent mode or L2 mode. Okay.
Okay.
So this is a history of this firewall. Okay. So Cisco first launched the PIX firewall. Okay. So PIX firewall only able to do the routing and the ACL, routing, ACL and NAT, three things. Okay. Other things is also available, like it is able to do the HA, like failover. But the thing is, I am just taking the few things only here. So by using PIX, we can't do the VPN. Okay. So that time what happens? Cisco, there is a one company, VPN Concentrator. Okay. So Cisco basically acquired that company, VPN Concentrator, because the thing is, in old days, people what they do, they purchase a one box for VPN Concentrator and one box of PIX. Okay, so they use a VPN Concentrator to initiate, to configure the VPN over there and to get the inspection thing, like to control the traffic. So for that they used to do the, they use the PIX firewall. Okay, so what Cisco does, but what Cisco do basically, Cisco mix the PIX firewall and VPN Concentrator. Okay, and they launch the new firewall which is known as a Cisco ASA firewall. So that is the history of Cisco ASA firewall. So Cisco ASA firewall is a mixer of PIX firewall and VPN Concentrator device. So now the thing is, now ASA, in ASA we are able to do the inspection and VPN thing as well. Okay, so after that what people do, people only purchase the ASA box and they can terminate the VPN over there, and they can also write the ACLs to controlling the traffic. So basically initially Cisco launched the version 8.0, after that 8.2, 8.3, 8.4, 8.5, 9.1. Right now latest one is a 9.9. Okay, so the thing is, these are the very old version, this 8.0 and 8.2, because the thing is in 8.3 they put some changes. Okay, so what they do, they put the NAT engine before the ACL engine. Okay, in version 8.3 and above. In version 8.0 and 8.2, first they have a ACL engine, after that they have a NAT engine. Okay, so because the thing is, people ask in interviews, what is the difference between 8.2 and 8.3 above? Okay, so that is the only difference. Okay, in 8.2 they have a ACL engine, after that they have a NAT engine. Okay, but in 8.3 and above they have a NAT engine, after that ACL engine. Okay,
Sir, what is NAT engine?
see, in every firewall have a like, so the thing is, we have a it have a NAT engine to do the netting things. Okay, to do the network address translation. They have a ACL engine to do the ACL things, like to control that traffic on the basis of access control list. Okay, they have a routing engine to do the routing things. So every firewall have that kind of engines. Okay, you just remember that thing, because the thing is, to do one features, it needs like separate RAM and CPU. Or the thing is, if like firewall have a dedicated CPU and RAM for all the devices, so what they do, basically they divided these CPU and RAM with all these engines to do the particular job. Okay, so these are the some ASA product lines. Okay, so ASA, when the Cisco launch ASA, the first version is 5505. After that they have a 5510. After that they have a 5520, 5540, 5550 and 5580. Okay, remember this thing. I don't like, they don't have a X at the end. Okay, these are the like simple ASA 5550. So these models are the first generation models. After that, what happens? Cisco basically do some enhancement on these first generation models, and they launch a second generation appliances. That appliance come with a X at the end. Okay, so like 5500 X series models, or you can say 55XX.X series models. Okay, so in these models, like we have a ASA 5512X series, 5515X series, 5525X series, 5545X series, and 5585X series. Apart from that, you also have like some other models like 5516X series model here. Okay, this is like Cisco Catalyst. So I'm not including here that switches. This is a like switch model, high-end model from that Cisco. But right now they have a like Nexus models, and also they come with a ACI. So right now people are using these ACI and Nexus to do the switching thing. Okay. They also like launches one virtual firewall. Okay. So which is a Cisco ASA 1000B. So the thing is, what kind of like enhancement they do in these next second generation models? Basically, they just increase the throughput on the devices. Okay, like these models are very low end models, like only for small organizations, like 100 people's organization or 1,000 people organization. Okay, these are the models which supports around 10,000 users. Okay, like 5585 is a very high end model.
How does this virtual router work?
Sorry.
How does, like, what is the difference between like hardware
Okay.
firewall and like virtual
Okay. Okay.
firewall?
Okay. So
Yeah.
the thing is, in hardware we got the dedicated box, the dedicated physical box like this. Okay.
Okay.
And the virtual means we install the firewall in our VMware stuff. Okay. In VMware, in virtualized, like we have a EXI server, we have a VMware workstation. There we install that virtual firewall. Okay. These firewall is not using by the peoples much. Okay, because the thing is the throughput and other stuff of these firewalls is very low. They can support only around 100 users max. Okay, so basically in this slide, these are the, when you get this Cisco AC model, so in back side of this firewall you got these kind of ports there. Okay, like this is a management port. Okay, so this port is responsible for managing our firewall. Okay, so what you do, you just configure the IP address on that particular port. It's a like dedicated interface for managing this firewall. Okay, after that you just take the SHS or telnet on that port. Okay, so this ASA, every ASA come with a dedicated management port. After that we have a external compact flash slot. Okay, so here basically what happens, sometimes we need an extra flash, we want to provide the extra flash memory. Okay, so in that case we have a one slot there, we just put a flash, external flash drive. Okay, we have a serial console port, so that is the port where we connect our console cable, and up one point of console cable we connect with the ASA, and other point we connect with our system, and we get the console access of this particular firewall. Okay, we have a power switch, so like fourth number. This is a power switch. Okay, we want to power on the device or power off that device.
Sir, what is the use of serial console port?
To get the console access of this device. It is also like if it is also a port which we use for managing the firewall directly. Sometimes what happens if somebody launch or attack some attacks in our firewall, or somebody basically change the username and password, or like somehow this management interface goes down. Okay, so what in that case, basically we go inside our data center, we connect the console cable directly here and one port in our system, and after that we get the console CLI access of this firewall. From there we can do the all kind of changes. Okay, like someone mistakenly run that no shut command or shutdown command, so this port like goes shut down. Okay, or sometimes what happens, there is a problem with that management port. Okay, in that cases we always use the console port to get the console access of that particular device. Okay, so like it is like similar to console only. You got that kind of CLI there. Okay, after that you can go inside this firewall, and here from here you can do anything. You can run these commands, everything. Okay. One minute, guys. Okay. So these are the like we have a power indicator LEDs. Means the thing is when we switch on our firewall, okay, that time it gives some indication. Okay, it is like on or not. We also have a USB 2.0 interfaces. So it's like 6, this one. So what happens, sometimes we need to upload the, if we want to upgrade the firewall. So in that cases what we do, we connect our pen drive, okay, on that USB port, and we just copy the data from that pen drive to this ASA firewall. Okay, these are the like network interfaces which we use. These are the like, you can also say these are the data interfaces. Okay, so these are the interface which is responsible for doing the data transfer. Like these are interface through which we can send the data through this firewall. Okay, we also have a power indicator LEDs, status indicator LEDs. Okay, we have a active LEDs, BPN LEDs. Like if our BPN is working, in that case that BPN LED is like blinking there. We have a flash LED. If our flash is working or not, that flash memory is okay or not. We also have an auxiliary port. So what happens in traditional, like in old days, we also use a aux cable to get the console cable of this firewall. Okay, but nowadays nobody using this aux. Everybody use the console cable to connect with this firewall, or either they use the management interface directly. Okay, after that this is like power connector where we connect the actual power.
So, sir, this network interfaces are like for what? Like we have
These
to
are,
connect one network interface to a local area network, and one is
yeah,
for
yeah,
like
yeah.
router.
These
Okay.
are the like interface. Like here I have inside network. Okay, here I have
Okay.
internet. Here I have a DMZ. Okay, so I have connected with the actual network interface, or you can say data interfaces.
Okay.
Okay, which basically do the actual data forwarding.
Okay.
This is a like hardware model of ASA 5512X series and ASA 5515X series. Okay, so it also have a like same thing, status LEDs, input output expansion slots, serial cable. Like this is a cable where we connect our console port. Okay, here you also see like console is there. We also have a USB ports. Where here we have a 6 data interfaces. This is a like power. This is for power supply, and here we connect our power cord. So these are the like throughput of this. Like this is a first generation ASA 5505. Okay, so this is a throughput. So the maximum throughput is 150 Mbps per second. That means only if like we have around 10 users. Okay, if they generate the 160 Mbps per second traffic towards the outside interface, in that case this firewall is not able to handle that traffic. Okay, because the maximum throughput for that is 150 Mbps per second. Okay, so that's why it's like very low end firewall. So it supports till like if somebody initiate a like that these 10 users initiate a traffic till 100 MB or 120 Mbps per second or 130. That time for that kind of situation this firewall is perfect. But the thing is, I always suggest if we have a throughput of in our network like 1 Gbps per second, okay, in that case we always purchase a firewall which have a throughput of 2 Gbps, means double. Okay, because the thing is there is also lots of unwanted traffic is throwing through our network always. Okay, and we don't want any kind of interruption to our inside users. These are the maximum connection which this firewall supports, like 10,000. And it also, if we are using, this is a like security plus means it's a license. Okay, so these are the things which it supports on the basis of base license only. If we have a security plus license, then the maximum connection is 25,000. Okay, maximum connection per second 4,000. Yeah, please.
10,000 connection means like 10,000 users can access or like.
No.
Okay.
The thing is, if you open some tabs in your firewall, like here you try to open the Facebook. Okay, in other tab you are trying to open the Gmail. Okay, like this. In that case you are creating the 2 sessions. Okay, because one for Facebook, one for Google. Okay, if you open the Facebook in this tab, and if you open the Facebook in this tab as well, then also you are basically initiating 2 sessions. I hope you are clear with this now.
Yeah.
Okay, and the thing is, the maximum throughput for 3 days and AES encryption is 100 Mbps per second. These are the like encryption mechanism. So these are related to VPN only. Okay, and like VPN session is 10. And if we are having security plus license, then 25. 10 means only 10 only if like one user initiate the 10 sessions, that's it. Okay, so the thing is, if we have a like lots of VPN users, in that case we need a very high end model to support that all the VPN related sessions. Okay, and it supports the 25 SSL VPN sessions. This is a ASA 5510. Okay, so here these model like have like some around 300 Mbps throughput. These are the like maximum connections. So if you want, you can go through with these things. Okay, it's like related to ASA 5520.
So this is SSL VPN is like secure socket layer is like encrypted version, correct?
Yeah, it's a IPsec VPN. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, no, yeah, it's a like remote access remote access VPN, not IPsec. So the thing is, Cisco firewall have a three kind of VPN. Okay, first one is a IPsec site to site VPN. After that, they have a IPsec remote access VPN, and they also have a Cisco AnyConnect or Cisco SSL VPN. Okay.
Okay.
Like if we want to connect by using SSL VPN, they have a that Cisco client. Okay. So we can connect. Like we also have some remote access VPN. Like this is a remote access VPN. Okay. So if I want to connect my office network via IPsec, I can. If I want to connect by SSL, I can. Okay. So people usually go with the SSL only nowadays.
SSL is like a remote, correct?
Yeah, it's a remote kind of things.
So VPN in Cisco is like hardware or a software?
It's a like VPN basically we use for protecting our traffic which is going through the internet. Let me giving you one example. Let's suppose you know these like traveling salesman guys, right? Or the like right now lots of courier companies is available in the market, right? So sometime when they deliver your courier, that time you need to sign there, right? In the tab which they have, right? So that tab is the like same example of remote access VPN. That tab is connected with the head office resources, the main server, where your actual information is available. Okay. So when you sign there, so that sign basically notified into that server, and from that server you immediately get a message like your courier is delivered, right? So that is a kind of remote access VPN only. Or one more thing, if like I am sitting in home right now, if I want to access the office resources, okay, I want to connect with my office network, and I want to like I'll have some servers there which I configured, and I also configured some labs that I want to do the practice. In that case, I'll use that remote access client. I'll connect with my office, and I can do anything. Okay, so that is the like example of SSL VPN or IPsec remote access VPN. Like you are connecting with your office resources from any hotel, or the thing is anywhere. If like you are going to customer locations, right? So and you need like some resources which is available in your office network or in your office system, then you connect with by using that SSL VPN, and after that you just fetch these resources from that customer location. Okay, so that is the way, and these are protected. Okay, remember one thing, because the thing is if you directly access your that office resources without using any SSL VPN, there is a chance to someone launch any kind of attacks there. Okay, so because the thing is when if you are using VPN, then it provides the encryption and hashing. Okay, or in other words, we can say confidentiality and integrity. Okay, so confidentiality mean encryption and integrity mean hashing. We have that classes on VPN, so there basically you able to get the exact idea of how VPN works and how the encryption going on there. Okay, so this is another ASA model. So you need to just like you don't need to remember these three ports and all that. You just need to remember the hardware model. That's it. Nobody like ask these things. If you want to check these details like hardware model, you just go to in this browser and always type the cisco.com/go/ASA. It directly redirect to us the main page of ASA boxes. Okay, like this is a main page where they mention everything, right? All the models is available here. Even if you want to view the 3D view of these models, you can. You don't need to view the 3D for ASA, but the thing is if you want to select any firewall, which is any switches like these Nexus switches, in that case you need to view these 3D model. Okay, because that contain lots of information. Just to download, these are the models. Okay, because Cisco launches the Cisco Firepower. This is a like next generation firewall from Cisco. That's why like it is showing the next generation models. Yeah, these are the ASA boxes. Okay, 5516. So you can always go to this website and you just check the things there. It takes some time to reload, I hope. Okay, here you can see the data sheets of these models also. If you want to do watch demo, you can also check there. Okay, like if you go to in models field, you have these kind of models. Okay, ASA 55X 45 25 16. Okay, lots of model is there. If you want to see the migration is also available. Okay, here you can able to see the softwares for that. Depends on you, like if you want to get the more details, you can always go to that website only, www.cisco.com/go/asa. It is not downloading, I hope. It takes some time. Okay, oh, nobody's. This is another model. Okay, which have that much throughput. Okay, that much connection it supports. So if your organization is very big, in that case, basically you need to go with these models. Okay, it also have like two power supply. If one power supply like goes down somehow, then there is a redundant power supply. Because in organization we don't have like any downtime. If this firewall goes goes down for 1 hour, then we loses lots of things, right? So the thing is, everyone having around 2 firewalls in HA with the lots of like redundancy things. This is a like very high end model ASA 5580. It has a throughput of 5 Gbps per second. Okay, it supports these much connections. That's not a correct slide now. Okay, so the thing is, what happens in ASA, we can also put some modules like CSC SSM module. CSC means Content Security Scan. Okay, so that is the module which is also responsible for providing the basic thing of like URL filtering, only basic. Okay, by using the modular policy framework, or MPF functionalities there. Okay, modular service policy, or generally it is known as a modular policy framework, MPF. Okay, but the thing is, nobody use the CSC model in ASA because it is not efficient. Okay, so if somebody asks, can we do the URL filtering with the ASA? You can say like we can do the basic URL filtering if we are using the CSC SSM module on that ASA firewall. These are the like ASA software versions. So older versions are version 7.0, version 7.1, version 7.2. This is like 8.0, 8.1 and 8.2. Okay, what is the main difference between these older version and newer version? In older version, basically first ACL engines, after that net engine. In newer version, they put the net engine, then there is a ACL engine. So first net happens, after that ACL happens. Okay, so they have till 9.2, but right now the latest one is the 9.9. These are the licenses. So we have a base license. So when we purchase a ASA box, so by default it come with a base license only. Okay. So if we want some new features, okay, so in that case we purchase a one subscription based license, so which is a security plus license. So maybe the subscription for this license is 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, in such time of period. Okay. We also have it's also support a feature specific license. Okay. So feature specific license means if we want a license for particular features, like by default in base license Cisco AC supports the two context file, two context only. If we so the thing is, if we want like more context, like we want 5 context, in that case we purchase a feature based license for context. Okay. So if I'll show you the detail here regarding license. So if we want to check the license details, we run this command show version always. Okay. So like this is a software version which is running this ASA, which is a 9.6. Okay. This is the device manager, which is 7.6. So the thing is, we can also access the Cisco firewall by using the ASDM. So this is a version of ASDM. Okay. Generally, I'll use the CLI only to configure the ASA. This is the system. This is the software image of ASA firewall. ASA 961-5 SMB-K8.bin. Okay, this is the actual operating system image of this firewall. This is a virtual firewall, and it has the RAM of 2 GB and the CPU, which is Platinum and i2711. Okay, so this is a like ASAV 10. These are the like flash memory, which is 8 MB, and it also have a like compact flash memory, which is also a like same. It is not, it is like 8 GB, same here for 8 GB. Okay. These are the like interfaces. We have a management interface. We have a Giga 0/1, which is a data interface. Okay. So we have a like around 6 interfaces here. Not 6, total of 8. And the data interface, which is 7. One is management interface. Okay. Right now, basically, we are using the smart licenses. So the thing is, previously Cisco uses the traditional way of licensing. Okay. So in traditional way, they basically give a license key. Okay, by a mail. And after that, we just need to install that license key in a firewall. Right now, what happens by using the smart licensing? This firewall connect with the Cisco website. From there, he fetch all the license details. So we need to register our device with the Cisco portal. From there, he just fetch all the license details. Okay. So like these are the like license feature for this platform. So it supports the maximum 10 interfaces. It supports maximum 50 VLANs. Okay. It supports inside host unlimited. Okay. It supports the failover, which is active standby. Encryption is dash, which is enabled. 3 AES also enabled. Okay. Security context is 0 in that case. Okay. It supports the AnyConnect peers, which is 2. So like these are the other steps, like total CPU proxy 2. These are the some feature which is disabled, right? So if we want a license to enable these features. So these are the like features which require a feature based license. If we want to enable the AnyConnect for mobile devices, means we want to enable that AnyConnect for mobile like Android or iPhone. In that case, we purchase this license. Okay, AnyConnect for Cisco VPN phone. Cisco also have a IP phones. Okay, so if we want that VPN for IP phones, then in that case we need a license for that. Okay, for clustering we also need a license. So this is a serial number of this firewall. Okay, so these are the main things which we need to show in a show version commands. Okay, we also have a flash memory over there. So if I run this command show flash, it basically gives the information related to what kind of things we have in our firewall. Okay, these are the size of these files, smart log file, log files. Okay, so these are not a usual file. Let me run this command show run boot. Not this one. So its a command is dir. Okay, so the thing is that this is a virtual box. If you run this dir command on any box, like any hardware box, in that case you got lots of files here. Okay, because I am not having any configuration also yet. That's why it is like showing me nothing here. Okay, if we want to see more details regarding these files, we run this console flash all. It gives you the all files here. Okay, like total sectors, total number of cylinders, these kind of details. These are not a usable information. I just want to tell you these things. Okay, so that thing is completed now. If you have any doubt on licenses, because you need to know the things regarding the licenses. Okay, so that is the like way how we can activate a license. So we have a license key. So we just put this license key if we want to enable a license on the firewall. Okay, so how we can enable generally license? So there is a commands like activate. So this is for a smart license. Okay, after that we put the register. Okay, we have any token, we can give that token. So it direct now it basically connect with the Cisco portal and register the details from there, and you also fetch the license from there. Okay, there is also one more command, activate license key something. Maybe that firewall support the smart license because it's like new version, so that's why it is not showing that thing if you are using any older firewalls. Okay, so let me add one more firewall here which is like running some older version, like I am using ASA here. So let me use the ASA 8.4. Okay, it's a very lightweight. It takes only 512 MB of RAM. Okay, so let's that reboot complete. It's rebooting now, I hope. Okay, just start rebooting after some time. Sometimes it takes like to reboot around 1 or 2 minutes, so you have to wait. Okay, so these are the like some feature based licenses. Okay, number of connection allowed in the state table, number of interface that can be used, amount of RAM that can be used. Okay, encryption algorithms, number of IPsec and L2TP VPN session. Generally, we don't use this L2TP VPNs. Okay, we use only IPsec in ASA. This is a like layer 2 tunneling protocols. Okay, number of SSL sessions. For these kind of things, if we want to do, for that, if we want, so for that we need a license, like feature based licenses. Okay, I'm done with this slide now. Like, let me show you the reboot of this thing. Okay, after that we will stop this class and we will continue with the basic configuration, like how we can configure the IP address and other stuffs on the ASA firewall. And also I will tell you these modes, what kind of privilege mode we have in ASA firewall. Okay, what are the limitation of this privilege mode. So when we run so basically this is a like reboot. So now it is starting the processes. It is basically loading the ASA, loading the actual operating system of ASA firewall, which is basically known as a IOS. Okay, Internet Working Operating System. Okay, so when you reload this device first time, you got this one. Okay, pre-configure firewall now through interactive prompt. So here you just type the no always. Okay, after that you got this prompt. So you just first run this enable. After that you type the configure terminal. Okay, and from here you just need to run this version command again. Okay, so same thing. Few features also disable in this version also, right? Yeah, if you are able to see. So for that we need a license, like feature with license. So right now it is running with the ASA. It's a like ASA 5520 VPN plus license. Okay. This is a serial number of that particular device. This is a activation key. That is the actual key, or you can say this is a like license key. So if you want if you need some other license, that time you need to run this command, activation key. After you need to type a key. Okay, like you got this kind of key, so you have to type this way and you just run that command. Okay, because I am using this firewall, I use this one. Okay, this ASAP. So it already have a evaluation license for 90 days. Okay, so it gives like I can test all the features till 90 days. Okay, so we don't need to enable don't need to put any activation key. If you are using the old versions like 8.4, in that cases you need to put a activation key. Okay, so guys, any doubt till now, you can ask me now if you have any doubt. Anyone?